We'll get started. Welcome everybody to the April marketing webinar. The theme for April is Unwind and Refresh. So I'm excited to get started on the webinar, go over our tips for the month of April. We'll just go ahead and get started. So today our agenda is first we'll be going over the marketing theme, Unwind and Refresh. And we'll be discussing what this means for everybody here to use on your website and how we can do that through our Engage tools. We'll also be then going over the national food holidays for the month of April, and we'll be ending this portion of the webinar with the tip of the month. After which we will go into a small demo portion where I'll go over a few things discussed in the webinar and show you kind of where it is, how it looks, how to do it, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. So for April, our theme is Unwind and Refresh. We kind of wanted to take this theme, and it definitely has a double meaning. I mean, April is springtime and it's a time for refreshing, things, doing some spring cleaning, and time for a little bit of unwinding and relaxing. But we also can use this not only to promote those things at our restaurants and, using that to promote popular cocktails to help people unwind and refresh with some popular lighter food items, but also use this to unwind, more so to refresh our website and make sure that it's looking really nice for the spring. So to do that, we have a few different things that we can do for April. We can definitely be promoting our patios and our brunch menus if we have them as spring arrives. We can also promote those cocktails and the fresh, lighter food items. But like I was mentioning, definitely refreshing your website with those new features as well. And one thing I did want to mention with that is if you do have those popular cocktails or lighter food items or anything that you just find is more popular during the springtime, but you don't have good images of them, now is an excellent time to get those images taken. And we actually do provide photo shoot and video shoot services at Spillover. So we can get you in contact with a great photographer, get that set up for you, and we can help then implement those images and videos onto your website. So definitely something to consider when thinking about, if you do have those new spring cocktail or menu items that you want to update, but you don't have good images of them. And just to mention, if you don't have anything like that, then now might be a good time to pull something out. It doesn't even have to be your quintessential, cocktail. It could be anything from a beer that you find is really popular to maybe you sell a certain dish more than others in the springtime, or you just want to promote it. So now is just a great time to promote something new. Here's a few ideas of how this could look when you're actually promoting this on your social media. Of course, we've got a new spring cocktail post, which has a few different new cocktails that you could promote. If you have a spring salad that you want to promote. And also, I did want to mention any patio images. If you have outdoor seating, now is a great time to go take those photos, or as I said earlier, get our photo shoot services so that you can have someone to take some professional pictures of our outdoor seating. Definitely take advantage of any images that you do have and post them on social media, make an email, make sure they're updated on your website so people know that you have outdoor seating and that they can come enjoy a nice cocktail out there. So our objectives by doing this is we want to bring in that spring foot traffic. People are definitely ready to sit outside, enjoy some outdoor dining. So if you have that, that's definitely something to focus on. We also want to increase any cocktail or lighter fare orders. Winter is a great time for heavier menu items like soups and big burgers and stuff like that. And summer, we can kind of focus on those burgers and such too. But right now, people are still in that spring mood. And if you have anything lighter or anything that does well, now is definitely the time to promote that for spring. We definitely also want to be boosting our social media presence as well as our website visits by just keeping everything updated. People right now are looking for spring-themed photos, and we want to be promoting things that are relevant and fresh and look really nice. So just making sure that we're staying on top of that and putting our best foot forward for the month of April. All right, so quickly to go through our national food holidays, we have a few great ones. I will mention National Beer Day on April 7th, as well as I think a fun one is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day on April 12th. So take a look, and we always have these also on our calendar in Engage at the bottom right-hand corner, I believe it is. You can take a look in there and see our monthly national food holidays listed for you. Um, so moving on from that, we have our tip of the month. Okay, so this is a bit of a bigger tip of the month because it's a very big subject, but basically for the month of April, we definitely want to be encouraging you to update your website. And we can definitely do this a few different ways. So I've actually combined all of the tips I have here into a sort of checklist. And feel free to pause the video later when we're sending out the replay, or take a photo now, whatever you want to do to kind of get all this information. But definitely now is the time to take a look at this list and just see if there's anything here that you want to, maybe add or update on your website. So to go over it briefly, number one, as I was mentioning, is definitely check your images. We use a lot of images on the websites and they're very engaging, but if anything is outdated or you don't have images of any new items, definitely make sure that you're taking the time to look at your spring menu on your website, look at the images associated with it. And as I was saying earlier, get those photo shoot or video shoot services if you want some professional photos added. Now is a good time to do that. We also can take this time to update your review carousel on your website. It's super simple. We've gone through it a few times on the webinars before, but if you are confused on how to do that, we do have a training. I believe it's every Wednesday that goes over our reviews and surveys. So you can attend that. It's on the Spillover website. It's easy to find and sign up for under the support tab on Spillover. Look for our trainings, and you can update your reviews to put any spring themed reviews so they're being displayed on your website carousel. We also can add a pop-up. So making sure that you're adding, any spring new menu items on there as a pop-up is a great idea. We could also consider adding an Instagram feed. So I will go through and show you a few of these final items. They are more new items that we've just added recently in the past few months. So an Instagram feed will be continuously refreshing and updating those photos on your website as you post to Instagram. It pulls directly from Instagram and it displays it on your website in a really nice, pretty looking way. So I'll actually show you an example of that in one of our demo sites. And we also can have another avenue of adding some color and some freshness to our website, which is adding an events calendar. So this can display, any new specials, any live music you might be having, whatever the case may be. You can add an events calendar to colorfully display any new events that are coming up. You can also add images in there for events and bring a lot of life and color to your website that way. We also could consider adding a new website form. So anything from catering to private events to submitting a job application, you can add that to your website and have people be able to submit their catering requests directly through your website. So if that's something that you would like added, or if any of these look interesting and you don't know quite how to do it, please email support@spillover.com and they can help you update this. But definitely something to consider if you have catering and you don't have a website form on the website for that. We also can add a news web page on your site. So this can display any sort of blog post, relevant things such as if you've won an award for your restaurant recently, you might have a new spring menu. Things like this are definitely newsworthy, and we can add them to your webpage through our blog posts for in a news webpage. So definitely something that you can consider as well. If that sounds interesting, or if any of these sound interesting, please email support@spillover.com and they can help you get those added. Briefly, before we go into the demo section, I did want to just show a few of our training sessions that we do have. As I was mentioning, that Engage Reviews and Survey Manager is on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Central Time. So sign up for that if you want help with that, and there's plenty of other good training sessions as well. All right, thank you so much for listening to this portion of the webinar. Please consider giving us a follow on our Spillover social media platforms if you haven't already, to stay up to date on all the newest things that we're pushing out. Any webinars coming up and such will also be on there, so definitely something you might want to consider giving a follow. But now we will be moving on to quickly go over some of our demo portion. So I'm going to stop sharing. And we will, sorry, my bad. Go. All right, we're quickly going to go through a few things for the demo section. So the first thing I did want to show you briefly was if you go into your email campaigns and you click create. Just wanted to remind everyone that we do have these 12-month plans and weekly plans for emails. So we have an Easter one for April, and there's plenty of other great spring-themed emails if you want to promote anything for spring through email. If we click on social media, we also can quickly take a look at the spring, April National Food Holiday templates. So that's in templates, shared templates, and then type in April. April national food holidays that you can use if you have any national food holidays that are relevant. We have different templates for all of these, from National Prime Rib Day to National Beer Day. So we have a lot of great ones. Make sure to use these if you need some ideas for your spring social media. I am just going to show you quickly a few of those features that I was discussing. So the first one I wanted to show you is if you scroll down, you can see that these reviews are being displayed on a nice carousel here. And this is what I was mentioning earlier. You definitely want to make sure that this is updated and that you have your new reviews coming in here. So make sure you do that. Also, if we click on this, so Brussels is just a template. So we can put the features wherever you want on your website. But for this Brussels demo site, you can see that we have the Instagram feed here under the About section. And it displays these pictures really beautifully, and it shows us, you know, all the new and exciting things that we have going on. So definitely something to consider adding if you want something fresh to be displayed on your website. We also can go up here and you can see the forms that I was talking about earlier. We have catering and private dining forms. So if you have any of those and you want to add them and you haven't, definitely consider adding them. As you can see, the Instagram feed is also here, so really adds some nice color to the website. And the last thing I just wanted to quickly go over is the events calendar. As you can see, we have all of these upcoming events displayed with nice, pretty colors, images, and at the bottom, we actually have a calendar itself. So you can also subscribe to a calendar. So definitely something to consider if you want to promote any specials, wine tastings, live music, any sort of spring events you have coming up. Definitely consider adding a calendar and reaching out to support, and they can help you get started with that. Okay, well, thank you all so much for attending the webinar, and I hope that this was helpful, and have a great rest of your April.